Repetition is key. And in this video, I'm gonna break down just how repetition, doing things repeatedly and repetitiously, can change your lives and change your inner beliefs that you have about yourself and about anything in life. So check me out. Let me get down here real quick. Yo, if I look a little funny, man, I just got off this ride over here at Fiesta, Texas, man. I don't feel the greatest, but I had to record a video today, man. And the longer I wait, the more I don't know if I'm gonna get it out. So if you're having inconsistencies, man, I might have said it. So if you're not able, maybe you're having some inconsistencies, bro, in your life as far as your finances go. Maybe your finances are up and down. Maybe you have a business and it ain't going right. You know what I mean? Maybe you're trying to do all the things. You're trying to do all the technical aspects. You're trying to do all the sales techniques, the funnels. You're trying to invest in these programs and things of this nature, but just things aren't happening, right? But at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to your self-image. It's gonna come down to what you have in your mind about yourself and the beliefs about yourself. The beliefs on what you believe about many things in life, right? And your beliefs are gonna control your actions. They're gonna control your behaviors. So you can try and do things by force, but at the end of the day, it's gonna go back down to your beliefs are gonna control your actions. You know what I mean? And if you don't change those inner beliefs, the actions are not gonna be sustainable. So one of the ways that you can use to change the beliefs inside your mind is gonna be repetition. And if you watch any of my content, you'll see I harp on repetition a lot. But repetition is what has helped me change a lot of the beliefs in my mind, some limiting beliefs in my head, and change other things in my life, other deep-rooted beliefs that I've had inside of me, and things just, that I want to learn. It's repetition, and repetition is powerful. So I always say, listen to things on repetition. Form the thoughts that you want to put inside your mind and the beliefs that you want to change, and do it repetitiously. Everything that you know in life, man, you learned it by repetition. From the language that you know, to your name. When you were growing up, your parents called you by your name over and over again. If they would have just called you by your name one time, you would have forgot it. We humans by nature, we forget things. This is why we have to write things down. You know what I mean? This is why things are told to us over and over again. This is why advertisements and companies, when they pay for advertising on TV, they just don't put the advertising out there one time, right? It's put out there over and over again. They don't play a song on the radio one time because they know that to lock it into your mind, they got to do it over and over again, repetition, right? That's why the environment is more important than heredity, because it's your environment that you are in consistently, and the things that you hear repetitiously, that's what sticks. Those are the things that matter. That's what's going to be downloaded into your subconscious mind. That's what's going to eventually control how you move. So when you listen to something, say you want to change a belief in your mind, you want to listen to that idea and have certain thoughts repetitiously in your mind. You can hear something, but not necessarily listen to it. For example, you may hear somebody talking, right? But 90% of the things that you hear, you forget within the coming days. You only really retain about 10% of the things that you hear. So 90% of that, you're going to forget after 3 days of hearing it. That's why a lot of times they tell you to take the action. That's why, like, when you go to seminars and things and they tell you the knowledge, or you take courses and they tell you the knowledge, they tell you to act on this knowledge. Because if you listen to something and you don't act it, you don't put it into action, pretty much you don't repetitiously put it in your mind and you do it, therefore it locks it in, you're gonna forget it. So you do things by repetition, so eventually that they'll be downloaded into your mind. So let's just say, you're listening to something, a new idea that you want to download into your mind, right? Because at the end of the day, whatever's downloaded into your mind is going to control you. It's going to control how you move day to day. It's going to be built in a habit. Your habits control you. They control your behaviors. So if you want to change that, you're going to have to put new ideas into your mind. So if you want to change an idea, you start listening to a seminar from Bob Proctor and you want to download Bob Proctor's thoughts and ideas into your mind. Well, you would listen to that repetitiously, because when you listen to something, you can hear it, but you're not necessarily listening to it. Reason being that you may hear something, right? And then when you hear something, you may hear a certain part, and then that may activate certain thoughts in your mind. So then that's going to send you on like a thought tangent, right? So you're going to be thinking thoughts, and you're going to start thinking thoughts that are in relation to what you just heard. So you're really not there listening anymore. You're in your head and you're thinking about what was said, right? And that could go on for a few seconds. It can go on to 30 seconds, maybe a minute even. Same thing if you're like reading a book. You're reading something and something, you read resonates with you. Now you're thinking about that thing. And you may continue reading the words on the page, but you're not necessarily listening because you're thinking about the thoughts in your head. You're focused on those thoughts. And then after about, a few seconds, 20 seconds or so, you may come back and be like, okay, pick back up. You may start listening again. You go off on a thought tangent and then you come back. You're like, oh, let me continue listening again. So then you start listening again. But while you were on your thought tangent, there were things that you heard, but you didn't necessarily listen to it. It didn't really get downloaded. Like you didn't listen, you weren't listening, so it didn't really register in the mind like that, right? For example, I listened to this thing by Bob Proctor twice a day. I've been listening to it for 3 weeks straight. The same thing, right? I listened to numerous things, but this same thing, I've listened to the same thing twice a day for 2 weeks. I've probably listened to this about 50 times so far. And just yesterday, I heard something in the first minute and a half of it that I hadn't listened to. And I was like, damn, see, this is why you have to do it repetitiously. It was a name of an author of a book that he referenced. And I've heard it many times, but I wasn't listening to it. And I just heard it yesterday and I'm like, oh shit, okay. Now I can put that on my book list of books to read. And that was just a perfect example of what I mean. So now when you listen to things and you hear it the first time, what you heard the first time or what you heard the 50th time, you may hear something different every time you listen to it based on your awareness. And every time you come back and you listen to something again, or you read a book again, you have a higher awareness than you had the last time. So you're gonna see and hear something different than what you heard the last few times or the first time. So when you listen to something again, you're going to hear something again at a different time, not the same time that you went off on that thought tangent. But you're going to hear something at a different time now, and now you're going to go off on a thought tangent on a different area. And then you're going to be hearing things, and then you're not going to be listening to certain parts of it, and then you're going to come back after that thought tangent again. So you're gonna hear it at different points. And you're gonna hear things, but you're gonna start listening, you're gonna listen to it at different points in it. So that's why repetition is key, because sometimes you may hear things, but you're not gonna be listening to the things. And to get something downloaded into your mind, you have to do it repetitiously. It's how you've learned everything. In school, they repetitiously told you the same thing over and over and over and over again until it sticks. And then they test you on the information that they told you about over and over and over again until it sticks. So repetition is important. That is the key to learning something and then making it stick. And you can do this with anything, but especially if you're trying to change beliefs in your mind, you have to do it by repetition. I harp on that because it's what's helped me change my life. So, yeah, man, it's just a quick video that I just wanted to record. I hope I don't look too crazy because I just got off this ride and it rocked my dome a little bit and my stomach feeling a little queasy. But I had to record this video. I had to get it out because I told myself I was gonna record it. And this backdrop is perfect for it. So, you know, I wanted to do it real quick. I had to do it. But yeah, man. Anyways, I hope you got some value out of this video here. This is something that has been very pivotal for me in changing my beliefs and limiting beliefs and inner thoughts inside of my mind. Yeah, it's helped me. So anyways, man, this is Rob. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.